Hello everyone and welcome to Rad Chat live at UKIO in Liverpool. My name is Naman Joka Anderson and I'm joined by fellow host
Joe McNamara.
So we've got a lovely guest here from Northern Ireland.
Yes.
Who are you? What are you doing here? We know you so well now.
I know,
Spent a
our whole
24
weekend
hours with you.
together. I'm Sarah O'Hare and I'm the clinical site specialist radiographer in GI cancers at the Northern Ireland Cancer Centre in Belfast, and I'm here primarily to pitch my project to the unicorns today for a grant to undertake a service improvement project in Belfast, and it is to improve bladder volume consistency for patients receiving radiotherapy for rectal cancer. After we introduced VMAT technique for rectal cancer in 2024, we then audited our practice and we found that actually our bladder filling was really below par. The RCR guidance for IMRT is a bladder volume of greater than 250 ml, and we found that actually 60% of our patients weren't meeting that criteria at planning, and then it was so inconsistent on treatment that we then came up with this service improvement idea to develop technically a prehab resource for patients, be an online video that will help promote good bladder health and practical tips as to how to improve the consistency of bladder filling. So all with the end game of minimising treatment side effects to the bladder and bowel for rectal cancer patients. So that was done earlier, so we'll wait the outcome on Wednesday.
And
Well done.
it sounds incredible, and fingers crossed for you.
Crossed, yeah.
In terms of kind of this service improvement, for anyone out there who's thinking, what is a service improvement? What is it? Why is it so needed?
Yeah, well, it's any project to help improve the service we provide for patients and improve outcomes for patients during radiotherapy, and it helps enhance their experience of treatment. Bladder filling is not an easy one, but it has such an impact on patients' side effects and on the reproducibility and on the accuracy. So it's something that you think sounds, I will get patients to have a full bladder, but actually the intricacies of maintaining hydration and good bladder health for anybody, never mind anybody receiving radiotherapy, but good bladder health is important for us all, for our own control and our own bladder control. So anything that we're going to do to improve the service and it makes it worthwhile, helps enhance the patient experience. And as I said, that project totally aligns with this year's theme of UKIO and placing that human experience at the heart of healthcare. We're going to be using patients to actively co-design this resource, so they're going to be empowered to do something for future patients to come, and then patients having that information empowers them to actively try to minimise their side effects and give them some control over something during their course of radiotherapy, so that they can feel they're doing something to help themselves.
Why do you think service improvement is just as important as research?
That's a hard question. I suppose service improvement is something that you can do over a shorter period of time.
Yeah.
It's something that you can do, not quick and easy, but it's something that you can make a change to practice in a shorter time frame that can have such an impact, and it's just as much of an impact for patients' experience and their treatment as actual research.
And I suppose it's because you kind of know what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to go through kind of that quite extended process. It's about, how can we develop the service as well.
And the radiotherapy bits are the bit that we know as therapeutic radiographers, and that's the bit that you know well, and that you know you can do better, and it's easier to identify what you can do better as a therapeutic radiographer, because you have all that experience behind and treating patients. Well, I'm over 20 years experience treating patients, but you know what you used to do, what changes have come in place, and you'd be like, actually that could correlate to different sites and to different tumour sites. We have a very good prehab service in Belfast for prostate cancer patients, but we don't have anything for any of our other pelvic cancer sites, and I suppose prostate lends itself really to a better time frame for prehab, because they have a longer lead-in time if they're on hormones and things, and the logistically around that, fitting it into the pathway. And again, the patient numbers are so high, the frequency of a clinic is maintainable. Whereas when you go to lower GI cancers and radiotherapy, the time frame's not just the same. You don't have the lead-in, it's straight through to treatment, and the numbers aren't as high to run a frequent clinic with. So that's why we're going with the an online or like a video resource that we can hand out to our patients prior to attending for their radiotherapy planning, hopefully with the end game of improving their bladder preparation. So.
Great, well good luck.
Thank you.
If you win, you'll have to come on and do a
I
proper
know,
episode.
gosh, I'll be like, if I win, I'll have to be, I've got 12 months to complete it. They'll be flat to the mat, contouring bladders.
It's so needed, it'll be amazing, it'll really help people.
And then we will, if we get this, then that resource is scalable across other pelvic cancers, so our other lower GI patient cohort for renal cancer patients as well. So we'll be able to.
Really, really high effect.
Yeah, you're all right.
I was just going to say it's so needed prehabilitation to be implemented within radiotherapy.
Absolutely.
And I just wish more departments maybe dedicated the time and resource to kind of acknowledge how they can further support patients, especially when we know that survivorship now comes with complications. You know, consequences of treatment are significant for our patients. So whatever we can do earlier on in the pathway to try and reduce some of those side effects, surely, you know, it's going to help us from a long-term perspective.
And prehabilitation is one of the actions in the Northern Ireland Cancer Strategy, and I suppose money is always an issue, so it is something that we can do in the department with limited money to help improve that service, you know. And I suppose colorectal prehab in general in Northern Ireland has gone, funding went, so there used to be good colorectal prehab for patients going on to have surgery, and then those ones in the neoadjuvant route would have helped through radiotherapy. But that funding's all gone now, so there's not the same prehabilitation support anymore for colorectal cancer patients. So definitely doing something within our department at a local level that we can use to improve service for our patients, and again transfer it across other sites. So hopefully it goes well.
Just very quickly, when we were obviously in Belfast, that was one of the themes as well, wasn't it? There's no support afterwards, but actually had I known a lot of this at the beginning of the pathway, this probably would have made things kind of less scary, that I would have known what was coming, even if it was a tiny bit.
And even giving the steps to minimise the impact, you know, that's the, by knowing how to achieve adequate bladder prep has such an impact on pushing the small bowel up out of the way and reducing that toxicity and reducing bladder toxicity. And if patients are more aware of that in the beginning, then they will actively be better at hydrating, which also in turn helps with fatigue, and it all helps with those later side effects of treatment. So hopefully it'll have more of an impact than we think it's going to have if I get the funding.
Well, for anyone listening, please do go and check out our anal cancer series. Really great series, and obviously all of the content that we created as part of our visit to Belfast.
Yes, it's all still there. I know I've lost, I have to catch myself up on the last couple. I was listening in the car for the weeks after the thing, and then with Estro, and I'm still recovering.
And if you're out there and if you have any funding, if Sarah doesn't get it,
we'll be coming to you. That's our next step, where the consultant was like, well, if we don't get this funding, we're not going to not do the project, so we'll have to go and seek elsewhere. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Feel like